What if I told you that one family became billionaires without being famous for a specific talent? No Olympic achievements, no groundbreaking invention, no world-class artistic skill, and yet they became one of the most powerful names on the entire internet. The Kardashians are everywhere, on your phone, on TV, on social media, in headlines, in conversations you didn't even plan to have. But here's the question that most people never really answer. Why are they actually famous? And more importantly, how did they turn attention into a global empire? Because once you understand that, you will understand something much bigger. In today's world, attention is power. The Kardashian family is one of the most talked about names in modern culture. They built global brands. They influenced fashion trends. They changed how people think about fame itself. But if you look at their journey from the beginning, doesn't follow a traditional success story. There was no clear moment of breakthrough success based on skill. There was no obvious reason for them to become globally dominant. And that's exactly what makes their story interesting, because they didn't become powerful by following the old rules. They understood the new ones, and the new rules are simple. Visibility creates attention, attention creates influence, and influence creates opportunity. Once they figured that out, everything changed. It all started with a reality TV show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. At first glance, the show didn't look revolutionary. It showed family conversations, personal interactions, everyday problems, luxury lifestyle moments. There was no complex storyline, no deep concept, just access to a family's life. And that's what made it work. Because people are naturally curious, they want to see how others live, they want to observe relationships, they want to understand dynamics. And the show delivered exactly that. But something more important was happening. Repetition. The more people saw them, more familiar they became. And familiarity leads to recognition. Recognition leads to attention. And attention starts building power. The Kardashians understood something very early that most people still underestimate. Attention is more valuable than talent, because talent can create success, but attention creates visibility. And visibility is what allows success to grow faster. The more people talk about you, more relevant you become. The more often you appear, harder you are to ignore. And instead of trying to avoid negative attention, they understood something critical. Then, all attention can be used. They didn't run away from controversy. They learned how to control it. Because controversy creates reactions. And reactions create discussion. And discussion keeps you visible. This is where their strategy became powerful. Because they didn't treat attention as something random. They treated it like a tool. Breakups, family conflicts, public disagreements, controversies, everything became part of the narrative. Nothing was ignored. Nothing was wasted. Every moment had potential, because every moment could create attention. And that's where their formula worked perfectly. Every story kept people watching. People don't just follow success, they follow emotion. They want to see what happens next. They want to understand relationships. They want to see reactions. They want to feel involved. And the Kardashians turned their lives into a continuous storyline, not one viral moment, not one event. A constant flow of content. And when you create that level of continuity, people stay engaged because they are not just watching content, they're following a story. Then came the most important shift. They didn't just stay famous, they turned attention into money. And this is where most people fail. Because attention alone doesn't create wealth, conversion does. And the Kardashians mastered that. They built beauty brands, fashion companies, skincare, linear social media, partnerships, personal product empires. And the key advantage was this: they already had the audience. They didn't need to find customers. The customers were already watching. And when people already know you, they are more likely to trust what you offer. This turns visibility into influence, influence into trust, and trust into revenue. That's why their business model works, because they don't sell to strangers, they sell to attention. When social media platforms became dominant, everything accelerated. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, these platforms reward attention. And the Kardashians understood exactly how to use that. Every post has a purpose. Every image is planned. Every story is designed. Nothing is random. Everything is strategic. They know What triggers reactions, what creates engagement, what keeps people watching, because engagement is what drives reach. The more people react, more platforms push the content, and that creates exponential growth. That's why they don't just participate in social media. B, they dominate it because they understand the mechanics behind it. So, why are the Kardashians still relevant today? Because they never disappear, they continuously content stay, visible stay part of conversations, and that's important. Because in today's world, attention fades quickly. If people stop seeing you, they stop thinking about you. And once that happens, influence disappears. But the Kardashians avoid that. They maintain constant presence, and that keeps them relevant. Because visibility is directly connected to power, the real strategy behind their success can be broken down into a simple system: attention, engagement, monetization first. They capture attention, then they create emotional engagement, then they convert that engagement into business value, and they repeat this cycle again and again. That's why they are not just celebrities. They are strategic operators because they understand something that most people don't. In today's digital world, that attention is currency, and whoever controls attention controls opportunity. So here's the real question: are the Kardashians just famous, or are they some of the smartest marketers in modern history? Because when you look at their success, it's not about luck, it's not random, it's structured. Let me know your opinion in the comments. And if you want more breakdowns like this about influence, attention, and modern success, make sure to subscribe.